This is the last video you'll ever need to watch about pricing your wedding photography work. My first year in business, I charged below the market average. I was underpricing myself so bad that no matter how many weddings I booked, which wasn't nearly enough, I didn't make a profit that year. My second year, which was last year, 2024, I charged the market average and I booked as many weddings as possible and I hit 6 figures. But I also burnt out. I got sick of weddings and I got this close to quitting. In my third year, I finally got smart. I hired a business strategist and I asked her how much should I charge and how many weddings should I book per year to actually be profitable. And today I'm going to break it all down for you. Step 1. Calculate your expenses and desired salary. So I'll be using my pricing spreadsheet, a photographer's money guide, to walk you through each step. You can totally do this manually, but if you want to make it easier and save time, I'll leave a link below where you can grab it and support me at the same time. Love you! So first of all, we're going to figure it out how much money you actually need to live. So we're gonna write down all of our expenses and be honest about what we actually spend each month. The goal here isn't to cut down our expenses, it's to see how much we actually need to sustain our current lifestyle so we can set a realistic salary for ourselves. Then utility bills is about $200 quarterly, so you just click down this drop down menu and select the frequency that you pay this expense. If you don't have a fixed price, for example, my health insurance, I know it's $55 per month. But for example, hobbies and entertainment, I don't do indoor climbing or go to the movies every week. Some weeks I don't go out at all. So I'm just gonna put down as an average $50 per week. So my total monthly personal expenses is about 2,890 Australian dollar. Here, we're gonna figure it out how much it costs to run our business, whether we book a wedding that month or not. Now, my total monthly business expenses, whether I book a wedding or not, is going to cost me 2,180 Australian dollar. And once you find out your business expenses, you're gonna go to the next page where we're gonna work out how to actually price your services. So here we have 6 steps and you're gonna do this every time you create a photography or videography package. I, for instance, have 3 packages, so I'm gonna have to do this for each of my 3 packages, but it's honestly so simple. I'm gonna walk you through everything. Since we have already calculated how much we spend per month to run our business, this total amount is going to go to this row automatically. You don't need to do anything. Now, for our desired salary, you're gonna base it off your personal expenses. If my personal expenses each month is 2,800 or 2,900, I like to round it to 3,200. I'd rather round it up than down, because if you round it down and you ended up spending more per month, you're gonna be at loss. You're gonna be working more than you're getting paid for. Now, company investment, I don't have anything. Tax rate, this is only if you're employed by your company. This is my case. My business is a registered business. I'm the only employee. That means my business has to pay 25%, which includes tax and superannuation, which is retirement funds for me as an employee. So instead of putting 25%, I'm gonna enter 2.5. But this is something you have to look into for yourself or talk to your own accountant in your region. Now, step 2, we need to know how much you earn in taxes and fee in your area. If you don't account for taxes, you might think you're making money when really a big chunk is going straight to the government. Personally, I like to include all those extra fees into my packages so I don't surprise my clients when I invoice them. But for me, again, because I'm a registered business, I'm gonna put down 10%, which is GST in Australia. I don't have any other fees, but that could be credit card fee or any other tax or fee you have in your region. Once this is all done, you're gonna go down to step number 3, where we're gonna calculate your hourly rate. And your break-even point is the combination of your business expenses, your desired salary, and how much you need to pay in tax. So you see that the same amount that's showing here post-tax, plus the 10%, is the same amount that's gonna be down here as your break even. Now, to calculate your hourly rate, we're gonna need to be brutally honest with ourselves. You need to figure it out how many hours per day you want to work. So in my case, I know that realistically, I work about 5 hours per day. How many days a week will you dedicate to this activity? How many days a week you're gonna work? So for me, I work 5 days a week at home, not counting that I go shoot the wedding. And how many days of paid vacation do you want per year? And which means is that if you're on vacation, you still have all these business expenses that you're gonna need to pay whether you book a wedding or not. So now I know the total hours worked in the month is 100 and my hourly cost is $77.80. Step number 4 is to calculate the cost of your services. So here we have our minimum monthly billing and we have the value of our hourly cost, and it's all being automatically entered in this section, in these rows. So now we're gonna figure it out the total hours that we spent for each wedding. So I'm gonna bring up my packages here. So let's choose my mid package, the signature collection. For the signature collection, I know that I have 10 hours of shooting the wedding, about 2 hours of driving from and to the wedding venue, and that's just on an average because some weddings are less and some weddings are more. About 4 hours of backing up, culling, and editing sneak peeks. About 2 hours of culling full gallery, 5 hours editing full gallery, 4 hours of admin work. When I mean the admin work, I mean from the first moment that couple reach out to you until the very last email. I say about 4 hours because some weddings, some people are very low maintenance, they don't need to talk to you, they just send you the timeline, you're ready to go, whereas other weddings, you have to really spend time. You have multiple calls, you have back and forth emails. So on an average, I'm gonna say 4 hours, and that gives me a total of 25 hours per wedding, okay? But if I take my deluxe collection here, for example, it's very similar to the signature collection. However, it's included a second photographer for 6 hours and a wedding album. For the second photographer, I paid an average of $450, and for a wedding album it's about $250 just for the cost of the wedding album, and that gives me a total of $700. So if that's the case and you have more things included in your package, you're gonna add here, do you pay a fixed amount for your services? So for this specific package, for the deluxe package, I'm gonna add $700. So I'm just going to delete the $700 for an extra second photographer and wedding album, and I'm just going to calculate the price for the signature collection. And this package, we don't have any extra fixed amount. So we know for the signature collection, we're going to spend $1,945. So in step 5, that's where we add in your profit margin to find out how much to charge. Before setting your final price, you need to check your local market to make sure you're charging properly. So here's my cheeky little hack. Create a fake email and submit inquiries with your local photographers who have a similar style to yours and book the same type of clients you want to attract. This will give you a good idea of your region's pricing average. Now, as a general rule, if you're new, you're likely gonna want to charge a little less than someone who has been doing this for 10 plus years. But you don't want to go too low because that won't set you up for long-term success. If you charge too low, you're going to attract budget clients who are often the hardest to deal with. Trust me. Been there, done that. But if you charge way too much compared to similar photographers in your areas, you might struggle to book weddings because, let's be real, you might be a tiny bit delusional. Once you've analyzed your market, you're gonna have a better idea of where your pricing should sit. Now, setting your profit margin. Personally, I aim for anything from 50 to 60%. So $1,945 is to pay for my business expenses and my desired salary, and the other $1,945 is basically pure business profit. So the amount to be charged that I've been recommended here is 3,890 Australian dollar. I could charge this much for my signature collection, 3,890, which I know that a lot of wedding photographers do. They like to put a lot of numbers like this instead of rounding up just to look like they're more accessible. But in my case, I'm not looking for budget clients or clients that are too concerned about their budget. Of course, that I don't charge so much, but I definitely don't want to focus on budget clients, so I'm just gonna round it up. And people that book with me, they're gonna just want something easy and straightforward. They don't have to think about anything else. This is the price. They are gonna book me because they like my work. Heading to the last step number 6, we're just gonna analyze results according to the real sales price. So here I actually charge 4,000 instead. So it's saying that my real profit margin is 91.37%. If the amount charged is less than the cost of your services, you have made a loss and you're paying to work. If the amount charged is equal to the cost of the service, you worked to pay bills and ended up breaking even. If the amount charged is higher than the cost of your service, you are generating profit, and this is the ideal scenario here. So a bonus step is to find out how many weddings per year you actually need to book. So your monthly break-even revenue is going to be added here automatically. You don't need to worry about it. Your yearly revenue requirement is going to be added here automatically as well. Now we're just going to add our average service prices. So my average price is the signature collection for $4,000, and we're gonna find out immediately that I need to book about 21 weddings per year to pay myself, pay for all of my expenses, and pay for all of my taxes and fee. Any extra weddings beyond that is basically pure profit. And the best part is that once I meet my goal, I don't have to stress for the rest of the year. I just focus on delivering great work and chill, knowing I am financially sorted. There is literally no better feeling than that. And you can have that too. So go ahead and grab a photographer's money guide down below. And if you want to know my marketing funnel and the exact process I use to book out, make sure to subscribe because I'm currently filming my 2026 marketing plan, and I'll be posting the results in the next few weeks. In the meantime, I already have tons of marketing videos on my channel where I break down different ways to book weddings. So check those out, and I'll see you on the next video.